Hello, how are you? How has April been treating you? Have you been getting to, or at least try to get used to the new environment, whether that's in your company, your classroom, school, new place to live? Good luck. Well, I have not yet been able to adjust the gap from spring university break and the new school year. Oh, it's gonna take for a while. Then before I get used to, I think the long weekend or the holiday season of uh, well, the end of April and the beginning of May come. Then again, we all are going to enjoy some holidays or uh, a short break before going back to uh, your study, your work, or whatever. Okay, shall we start? Today's first idiom is to screw up. It means to mix up or mm, spoil something. So it's not a good thing. We're talking about a kind of like a bad thing. For example, let's see. Oh, my ignorant landlord screwed up not fixing my air conditioner last summer. So I really had to deal with a terrible summer. For 6 months, I did not have my air conditioner in my apartment. And I have a lot of resentment over that still. But today, I feel the same thing. Well, sorry to complain about that. So that's ignorant. That means, he even didn't consider about my situation, just totally ignorant, screwed up. So he did not do it right. Uh, so as a result, the person who pays the rent, which means I paid it, right? Did not have air conditioning that I had to deal with. Still, I had to pay my rent. Do you think it's fair? No, of course not. That's a total screwed up, I would say. Another sentence, let's see. Um, okay, what a screw up. Uh, well, let's say that person was. He never got anything right. The same thing. That's correct. So usually you use this idiom. Screw up is for something negative. Okay, next idiom is to be rained out. It means instead of usually sport events or any other outdoor activity that has to be postponed or called off. Uh, well, that is on account of rain. Some of the baseball stadium are indoor. Well, simply they have the roof over the field so that even if it rained, they can continue having the games. But in case if they had no roof over their field, of course, it's gonna be wet, rain, and they're not gonna be able to have their games. For example, baseball, let's see, perhaps soccer or tennis. Yes. For example, okay, that baseball game that we had a plan to watch on television was rained out. They showed an old silly documentary instead, which we didn't enjoy. That's pretty unfortunate. Okay, another one. All right. Often in England, the professional tennis matches get rained out. So those games those games have to be postponed. And it must be quite difficult for the organizers for the whole event have to sort of juggle or try to make balance of the matches. Don't you think? Okay, the last idiom for today is to go off the deep end. That means to do something hastily, harshly, or dangerously. For example, oh, just because he argued with me or disagreed with me, he didn't have to go off the deep end. Now, our friendship is gone. He doesn't think I'm his friend. I don't think he's my friend either, right? Just because he went off the deep end when something happened. Well, some people do, especially people who are not mature enough or are too young or can't think about other people, but think about themselves, tend to do that. What a waste. Another sentence is, okay, if reporters ask you for information, give them as much as they are entitled to, but don't go off the deep end unless they badly abused you. The manager told this athlete. And that's a good kind of advice, don't you think? Now, today's words. The first one is consider. It means think about in order to decide something. For example, do you consider they should get married in the future soon? Just because they seem to be good for one another. They also look good together. And we think they know one another pretty well enough to get married. But the decision is theirs and not others, right? Okay, another consider. Okay. The wrestlers and the boxers were usually considered to be the underdog in every match. That means every time when they fight, it is almost, always risky. It's a matter of surviving. So it's quite tough. Next word is vermin. It means the small animals that are troublesome or I would say destructive. Such as fleas, bug beds, bed bugs, or lice, rats sometimes, and mice. There we call them vermin. For example, they should try to eliminate all vermin from their second house. Because when I was invited and stayed over there, I could not sleep well enough because there are a lot of bed bugs in the bed. And then when I woke up in the morning, I saw a lot of bites and they're itchy. Okay. We think generally, not always, but some of them, like I would say reptiles, we think vermin, right? We think some reptiles eat vermin as their food. Didn't you know? Not all reptiles, but usually most of the reptiles, their food is vermin. Okay, although vermin are not always visible, but we know they usually habitat every house, even in the city, in the countryside, in the suburban areas, in the tents, in the hotels, etc., of course, right? Okay, the last word for today is wail. It means cry loud and long because of grief or pain. For example, some nations or traditional cultures, I would say, after their husbands die, those widows or the women are expected to wail. And also sometimes people hire those wailing person during the funeral to make it more dramatic. Have you seen them? Another one is, well, many people started to wail when I witnessed the two, I think it was north and east, or that was north and south towers of the World Trade Center complexes were destroyed by Al Qaeda on 9/11, which is September 11, in 2001. They just started to cry, wailed. That's wail. Okay, that's all for today. Take care of yourself. See you next week. Bye for now. Whoops.